No one saw this coming. The New England Patriots, once a team drifting in search of its next identity, have ignited a firestorm that's spreading across the AFC. What looked like a rebuild has exploded into a 5-game statement, a stretch that feels less like luck and more like destiny. Every snap carries a pulse. Every celebration shakes Gillette Stadium. Something deep inside this locker room has flipped. They're not rebuilding anymore. They're reloading. At the heart of that surge stands a sideline filled with belief. Head coach Mike Vrabel has transformed this roster into an extension of his own intensity. Every position group moves with a shared heartbeat. The offense no longer plays not to lose. It hunts to dominate. The crowd feels that change. You can hear it in the chants that roll through the cold Foxborough air. MVP. MVP. Only this time, it's not blind hope. It's a genuine cry for their rookie quarterback, Drake Maye, who's rewriting what belief looks like in New England. Drake Maye isn't supposed to look this poised, this early. Most rookies stumble through learning curves and system tweaks. Maye? He's controlling games like a veteran who's already mastered the NFL tempo. His throws slice through defenses with surgeon-like precision. His composure radiates through the huddle. Completing over 75% of his passes, he's not padding stats. He's dictating every blade of grass. Against Cleveland's ferocious defense, he made chaos look choreographed. The Browns sent wave after wave of pressure, but Maye never blinked. On one critical down, a subtle glance to his left froze the safety for half a heartbeat, just long enough to drop a 31-yard dart to tight end Austin Hooper up the seam. That's not luck. That's awareness beyond his years. He's redefining how calm under fire can win football games. Every decision Maye makes feels like part of a greater plan. His reads are layered, his timing deliberate, his execution almost artistic. It's not about avoiding mistakes, it's about creating inevitability. When he steps onto the field, the Patriots feel inevitable. Great quarterbacks don't just complete passes, they compose rhythm. And Maye's rhythm is infecting the entire offense. You can see it in the trust from his tight ends, in how Hunter Henry times his release perfectly, or how Mac Hollins sells a run fake before flashing open on a deep cross. Each drive feels rehearsed, yet unpredictable, and defenses can't keep up with the tempo shifts. The secret sauce? Offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels back in his element, blending creativity with precision. He's turned the playbook into a living organism that evolves mid-game. The Patriots now rank among the league's top 10 in scoring, thrive off play action, 7th most in the league, and average just under 6 yards per play. But it's not the numbers that impress most, it's the way those numbers are built. McDaniels layers plays so the defense guesses once, gets burned, and spends the next quarter trying to recover. Coming out of halftime against Cleveland, McDaniels unleashed a drive that summed up everything this offense has become. 7 plays, 77 yards, touchdown. Motion, misdirection, perfect spacing. It was a masterclass in sequencing. What looks simple on film is chaos for defenders. This offense doesn't just attack, it manipulates. What separates this unit from the average contender is how seamlessly every role fits into the puzzle. McDaniels has molded each skill player into a specific weapon. He leans into 2 tight end formations, asking Henry to sell the block before slipping out, and giving Hooper free lanes when the safety hesitates. Hollins lines up like a run blocker, then releases into daylight when linebackers bite. Even veteran Stephon Diggs, brought in to be a stabilizing force, uses his motion to pull coverage just enough to spring someone else loose. In 12 personnel, the choreography is ruthless. Hollins cracks down, then jets vertical for 21 yards. Hooper slides through the seam when Maye's eyes bait the safety. Henry's fake block becomes an effortless touchdown. Nothing feels improvised. Every move is part of an invisible blueprint. And when those puzzle pieces lock together, the Patriots' offense becomes something even seasoned defenses can't decode. This is how good teams become dangerous, when the stars and the role players blur into one rhythm. Every fake matters. Every block tells a story. Every throw finishes the sentence. It's football turned into design. But success in the NFL always meets resistance. For the Patriots, that resistance had a name: Myles Garrett. The Browns' superstar edge rusher tested rookie left tackle Will Campbell, and the duel became a proving ground. Garrett posted his usual highlight reel, but when the rush came from anywhere else, Campbell stood tall. 0 pressures on 20 pass sets outside of Garrett's side. That's more than a stat. It's a signal that New England found a cornerstone protector. Vrabel called it a lesson worth every snap, and you could see the growth unfold. The first half belonged to Garrett's chaos. The second half belonged to adjustments. Campbell's hand placement improved, his balance steadied, and the offensive line began to hum again. Veteran Morgan Moses anchored the right side, while Jared Wilson brought composure inside. The group didn't just survive, they evolved mid-battle. That battle forged confidence. A rookie quarterback protected by a rookie tackle, both facing elite pressure, both responding with control. That's how franchises change trajectory. And behind them, a veteran coordinator piecing together an offense that feels ready for anything. Momentum can feel like myth until you watch it take shape. The Patriots have gone from hopeful to legitimate, and it's not just Maye's stats. It's the belief that rides behind every drive. Vrabel's vision, McDaniel's design, and Maye's execution are converging into something rare. An offense that's still learning but already lethal. The AFC has noticed. Defenses can feel the shift. But while the offense draws the headlines, the real reason this team might shock the league is waiting on the other side of the ball. The defense that's starting to look like a throwback to the dynasty years. You can feel it before the ball is even snapped. The crowd leans forward. The quarterback across the line hesitates. There's a sense, almost a warning, that the New England Patriots defense isn't just here to stop plays anymore. It's here to steal games. Under Mike Vrabel, this unit has transformed into something brutal and beautiful, a fusion of discipline and chaos. The old bend but don't break era is gone. This group doesn't bend, it breaks wills. Every coverage disguise, every late stunt, every hit carries purpose. And suddenly, the Patriots are making opposing coordinators rip up their scripts before halftime. Vrabel's fingerprints are all over this defense. It's built around deception, never giving quarterbacks the same look twice. What starts as a 4-man front can morph into a hybrid zone blitz by the time the ball is snapped. Linebackers show pressure, then drop into throwing lanes. Safeties rotate late, baiting throws that look open for half a second before vanishing into traps. Inside, Christian Barmore and Milton Williams control the trenches like chess masters, collapsing pockets without needing extra rushers. Barmore's interior push forces quarterbacks off rhythm, feeding directly into the corner's anticipation. When Vrabel dials up heat, it's not to chase sacks, it's to force panic. That's when the turnovers come, and lately, they've been coming in bunches. Every drive feels like the defense already knows the ending. That's not arrogance, it's preparation. Vrabel's system isn't complex just for the sake of it. It's designed to make quarterbacks think longer than they should. And in this league, hesitation is death. The Patriots' resurgence starts on the edges, where Christian Gonzalez and Marcus Jones have become a nightmare pairing. Gonzalez, the second-year corner who missed much of his rookie season, looks every bit like the shutdown specialist he was drafted to be. He's held opponents to just 7 catches on 19 targets, numbers that speak louder than any highlight reel. His recovery speed is absurd, his footwork surgical, and his patience unnerving. Across from him, Marcus Jones brings a different kind of chaos, one fueled by instinct and aggression. His 9 pass breakups and 6 tackles for loss show how much ground he covers and how quickly he diagnoses plays. Jones isn't just a cornerback, he's an energy spark. He flies downhill on screens, explodes through blockers, and hits like a safety. When you combine Gonzalez's precision with Jones's ferocity, you get a secondary that can erase half the field before the ball leaves the quarterback's hand. The chemistry between them is rare. They communicate mid-play, swap coverages on the fly, and trust each other enough to gamble when needed. Together, they've turned New England's pass defense into one of the league's stingiest. It's not flash, it's focus. Behind them, the linebacker core plays with a unity that mirrors Vrabel's prime playing days. Johan Bentley remains the vocal anchor, diagnosing offenses before the snap and keeping the front seven aligned. His leadership is steady, unshakable, and his tackling efficiency remains top tier. But the surprise has been the rise of Jelani Tavai, who's quietly become the unit's Swiss Army knife. He blitzes, drops into coverage, and handles tight ends one-on-one without fear. What makes this group special is how interchangeable they become. Vrabel rotates them based on matchups, not status. One series might feature Bentley reading run fits, the next has Tavai looping around the edge. It's flexibility by design, built to keep offensive coordinators guessing and quarterbacks uncomfortable. And then there's Kyle Duggar, the enforcer who bridges the back end with the front. He's the guy who turns short slants into regret. Duggar's closing speed and tackling angles define this defense's attitude. Physical, relentless, unapologetic. When he arrives, he makes sure the play ends right there. For all the dominance, there's still one area of concern: edge consistency. When the front four doesn't generate quick pressure, the secondary can only hold so long. Gonzalez and Jones have masked it with elite coverage, but teams with mobile quarterbacks have tested the edges with rollouts and design movements. Vrabel knows it. He's been tweaking alignments and adding simulated pressures to keep those gaps sealed. The linebackers have also been caught in mismatches against shifty slot receivers, especially on quick breaking routes. That's the chess match of this system. It relies on precision. When one assignment slips, it can turn into 6 points fast. The Patriots' defense thrives on timing, but timing must stay perfect. Against high-tempo offenses like Kansas City or Miami, that margin gets razor thin. Still, these aren't fatal flaws. They're growing pains. And this defense learns faster than most. Every great team has hidden gears that make the engine run. For the Patriots, that's their versatility. Players like Milton Williams, who quietly eats double teams so the linebackers stay clean. Marcus Jones, who flips field position with special teams returns. And rookie lineman Will Campbell, who's pulling double duty as both protector and emotional spark. Even the offensive flow feeds the defense. Long, efficient drives from Drake Maye keep this unit fresh and dangerous late in games. When you can attack on both sides of the ball without a weak link, that's when teams start to fear you, not for a game, but for a season. And maybe the biggest X factor isn't even a player. It's Mike Vrabel himself. His leadership has reignited the Patriot way without the shadows of the past. He's brought back accountability, intensity, and belief. 3 traits that no stat sheet can measure, but every victory proves. Here's the truth. The Patriots are no longer a punchline. They're a problem. Drake Maye, the rookie who plays like a 10-year vet, has stabilized an offense that used to struggle for identity. The defense, anchored by Gonzalez and Jones, has rediscovered its swagger. And Vrabel? He's turned New England into a team that no one wants to face in December. If this trajectory holds, the Patriots aren't just playoff bound. They're built to steal a postseason game from a heavyweight. Don't be shocked if this defense cracks the top 5 in scoring allowed by year's end, and if Maye finishes among the top 3 in MVP voting. The signs are there: resilience, adaptability, and a locker room that believes again. It's poetic, really. A new quarterback, a new coach, the same relentless standard. The Patriots are writing a new chapter, and this one feels like the start of something lasting. So here's the real question. Is this just the rebirth of New England football, or the beginning of a new dynasty? Let us know in the comments, because one thing's for sure: Foxborough's heartbeat is back.